Hello guys, we are in our third video for the YouTube channel, and in this case we are going to show you how the graph sector of the calculator works overly. Well, the first thing is enter it. So as you can see, here we have a total of 20 functions to add. So like we can represent, well, basically a brief explanation of this sector of the calculator is that it is going to let us represent well, functions on a y and x axis.
Okay, so now I'm going to explain you how to draw functions in our calculator. Here we have multiple sections where we can add some functions. I'm going to add one, and then here you have in F6 you have draw. Here you can draw the calculator, and if you press plus and minus, you can change the zoom of the camera of the screen of the calculator. Then if you press exit and you add another function, like same one but with different exponent, here we can draw it, and we can see that we have in blue one and in red another one, and that's very useful for your exams and things when you have to see how two functions work together.
Okay, afterwards this explanation, I'm going to explain another sector of the calculator, which is the tool sector. Well, as you can see, we can charge different functions that we had stored previously into the graphing calculator. But as well, we have built-in built-in different functions. We can represent, for example, this one with an A, and we press X and we can draw it. So you can see how different pre-built functions work in the calculator. Okay, another very interesting feature of this tool sector is that, for example, we can represent different functions with different types of line. For example, the x+1 function. As you can see, this is a type of line which is selected, which we have selected now. But if we go to tool and to style, we can see different types of lines. For example, this one, if I press F3, you can see it has changed, and once we press draw, it is going to represent the function with a non-continuous line. So this is a useful tool if you want to distinguish different types of functions while doing some calculations.
Okay, now I'm gonna give you a tip which can help you in your exams and especially in IB exams. Here in our exams we have they ask us about the maximum and minimum points of the function. So here using this calculator we can skip all the mathematic process we had to do by hand. So I'm gonna write a function, and for you to see how to solve the maximum and minimum points without doing all this stuff. So we have to draw this function, and then with F1, if we press trace, we have x0, y0, and we can move around to see the different points we want, and using plus and minus, we can move through the function and see the points we want to see in all the trace of the function, and this is very useful for you to apply in your exams.
Okay, now I'm going to explain another useful tool, which is the F4 menu. As you can see, we have a function here, x+1, and once we press draw, it obviously draws. But when we press the F4, we can see the tangent to the function. So as we displace the point, we can see like the tangent to each point. We can also see the normal function to each point. Well, it's all the same as it is a bijective function and it doesn't have any curves, so the normal function is the same. But we can basically see the function of every point of the curve. We can also see the inverse function, which would be this one in this case for x plus 1. This is one of the most useful tools you can use in the graphing calculator sector, which will come in handy for your future exams. The last thing I'm going to explain is the F5 section of the calculator. So, well, we have the same function as the other time. We press draw and we open the F5 menu. Well, we can see basically the most important things here are the y-intercept of x function. In this case, it intercepts in y is equal to 1 and x is equal to 0. We can also see like the max and the minimum points of the function. In this case, there aren't, as well, it is a continuous function which doesn't have any max or minimum points. The root of the equations, which in this case is x is equal to minus 1. And we can see well, other features which aren't as relevant. Usually the ones you will use as well, in my experience, are these four tools, which is the ones I explained to you previously.
Okay, so this was the video today. I hope you liked it, and I hope you've learned how to use this graph menu. And this was a video with a lot of tips and a lot of useful information for your exams. So don't doubt about like leaving your comments and telling us how you did it in those exams. So stay tuned, and we see you in the next video.